Hey crafty friends, it's Mass Make Monday and we're going to mass make some fun embellishments for our journals using a fun technique that a fellow junk journaler reminded me of last week. So let's get to making.
In a fun junk journal dream, DJ's crafting grungy scenes. Hither and yon, where friends all meet. Paper glue and vintage treats.
All right, crafty friends. So let's get started. To begin, though, I'm going to blame this entire video on Christy over at Junk Journal Boss because I was on her live last Friday. By the way, if you don't know Christy, go over to at Junk Journal Boss on YouTube and give her a follow. She's got a lot of really cool videos, and she does a live every Friday and Wednesday. Friday evening and Wednesday. I'm not sure of the time on Wednesday, but anyway, I was on her live on Friday night, my time, and she had like all these fun embellishments. So they were brads and buttons and other stuff that she was using in her journals. And I said, oh my goodness, that's a mass make project. We're doing that on Monday. And I said, I'm going to have like 500 of these by Tuesday. I don't know if I'll have 500, but we're going to have some fun today. And we are going to play. I have a needle and thread in my button bin because I'm working on that pretty journal. So I have a bunch of stuff on my desk. I have this piece of pink styrofoam insulation. I use this when I make paper buttons, but I flipped it around. I have some of these larger brads. So these have a really long base and they're bigger and flat on top, which I thought would be very helpful, and it is because I've been playing. I have some other ones here. I have these black ones and these little tiny brads. So I've been using some of them. You can see it there in the center. And some paper punches. I have some buttons, which I just showed you. She did some with wire and buttons. I want to try that. So I have a 20 gauge copper or bronze. It says bronze wire. So this is artistic wire. I think I got this at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or maybe even AC Moore back in the day. And then I have some punches. My 1/8 inch, which is leaking everywhere. I also have my UV resin, but you can do these without UV resin. So if you don't want to work with the chemicals, I do have my gel nails. So this is for, yeah. I have that over here. And then I have this plate, which is, and this is dry. I could probably pull this off of here. I lost a brad. It went down. It's a leveling plate. So you can kind of see it's got these little fingers on it, and what that does is it's got this little level. You can tell that when you're putting gel on things, it levels up. If I can find these on, I don't think I got these on Amazon, but if I can find them on Amazon, I'll put them in my shop. Some of this stuff is like my UV resin and these silicone brushes I use to kind of spread the resin. But again, you don't have to use resin. I'm probably going to use it a little bit. Yeah, let's get making. All right, I'm going to set a timer for 50 minutes. Okay, and we're going to get going. So, Christy, thank you. I'm going to make a bunch of these. I thought they would be fun to put in all sorts of journals. And I also brought out, I didn't show you, but my embellishment box. I use this when I do dangles and stuff. So I thought I could use some of the lace in here. And I also brought out my ribbon and lace scraps. Actually, I think that might be better because these are longer. So now that I think about it, I'm just going to put these away quick. Yeah, I think the scraps will be better, and it's a good way to use up your scraps. So I did one here that was with lace, and you can see there's no resin on this one. And I just poked the lace through. It's got a little butterfly. Now, if you don't want to see the brad, you can glue it to the back like I did with this one. So you have some options there. I want to do some button ones. Actually, this glue was not perfectly dry, so it looks like it wants to come apart. And I'm going to put that one back here so it can dry. But I have all these ribbon scraps, so we're going to use some of these. Let me pull out a few. We'll put these with our buttons, I think. I always have tons of scraps, guys. So many. Here's some black. I have some blue, some pink. That's an interesting one. I'll take that one. Some more white and off-white. Oh, I have a fabric scrap in here. Why couldn't we use that? We certainly can. Let's see what we get to. And then I have some papers here, a variety of kind of 6x6s. I also brought these out. I didn't know if I could use them, but we have these. I don't know where my camera is at this point. Where's the center? Right here. Okay, good. So just some 6x6s. I thought it would be fun to punch these out and use them. Yeah, that's what I have. Let's get making. I'm going to bring this into view so you guys can see. It's going to want to flash, so stop. It's motion activated, so whenever there's something under it, it wants to go off. But let me show you some of the resin ones I did. They were super simple. I just took my hole punch, and you can use whatever hole punch you want, I suppose. And I got, let's go over here. I got a little section of interest. And this one I'll do without putting the brad through it first, because I want to put the resin on it. So I'm just taking this UV resin, and this is activated by the sun or UV light, which is what I have here. You can also buy UV flashlights if you've never worked with this process. Let me grab mine. Okay. You can buy these little UV flashlights and see how it casts. It's very portable, and you can do little sections. It's something you have to kind of mind. So I wanted to be a little mindless today, and that's why I took out this. I just wanted to be able to throw things under it and not have to worry about it. There was something else I wanted to do, so let me grab, I thought some playing cards would be fun. Maybe some of the Joker might be fun. Let's do some of them. I thought they would be fun. There's a couple of cards in here. Wait, I missed a few. Let's see. Oh, these are me using tea bags. All right, I'm losing track. Okay, let me get back. Let me get back on track. Back on track. How are you guys today? I hope you're doing good. We'll do that one. Let me punch out one of... Let's see if I can get the whole thing. I thought this would be fun. Yeah, and then we can do the face on another one, maybe. Okay. Do that, and then we'll come down here. Maybe we'll do that like that. Do a couple of these. This one I'm actually going to poke through. So I have an awl. And sometimes, like if the bag is white, it's easier to see where the center is. Sometimes it's not so easy to see where the center is. But close enough, right? So this styrofoam is great. We have it because I have a ton of it for home improvement. Maybe I'll use a smaller one. And it really works for stuff like this. It's super cheap when you got like little pieces. All right, so we're going to do that. I'm just going to see, is he going to sit in there? He will. He'll sit there flat. It's important that they sit flat. This one I'm just going to do as it is. Let's do something else here. Maybe one of these roses. And you can do these as big or as small as you want. it's completely up to you. See this little 89? That would make a cool small one. So let's see if we can stack. We'll do that, and then I have a smaller punch here, which is a 1/2 inch. Let me see if I can get some of this. And I could put these two together. And normally the brad goes in the center, but if you're putting this down on a page, it doesn't matter where it goes. But we could do something like that, and I can just glue this to it also. I have some ink on here. It's not standing out, so I just want to ink it a bit. I don't know. I don't know that I mind it in the center there. There's nothing coming off there. Sorry, guys. There we go. There we go. All right. I think this one I'm just going to glue this 89 cents to it. I'll end up putting the brad on the back of this one too. Then it doesn't matter where the 89 cents is, right? Okay, I'm going to take my UV resin and I'm just going to put it over the top. Now for these that have the hole in them, sometimes it's safer if you open these, because if your resin drips down into that, it's going to be kind of hard to get your brad back open. So a little tip there. Ask me how I know. All right, this happens pretty quick, so we'll make one while these are cooking. But basically, I just want to dome the resin. I'll let that sit for a second and see if it self-levels. If it drips off, it's fine, because that's what the tray is for. This one needs to move a little so they don't stick together. And again, use this in a ventilated area. Have a window or two open. Actually, I have a cross breeze going down here. If you get bubbles, you can use a lighter or one of those candle clicker lighters to just go over the top of it. Usually this stuff doesn't bubble too much. It's usually the 2-part epoxy resin that gets a lot of bubbles. This stuff I haven't found to get too many bubbles, and I can usually pop them with a pin. All right, now sometimes it doesn't go all the way to the edge, so you can just use these silicone brushes to kind of push it. I might move the camera around, guys, during the video just because I'm in different areas, so bear with me if that happens. And then to get the resin off the silicone brush, you just put it under the light. It gets hard. And then you can just break it off, basically. So you can see how these are doming. You can kind of use your brush to pick up some of the resin and drag it around if you need to. I like the resin, but you can also emboss these. So if you have embossing powder, you can get a good look that way too. I think this is good. All right, so I'm going to set this on here. And I'm going to set it for, I'm going to do the 99. And then we'll make something while we wait. So let's get, I have some resin on my hands. Let me wipe that off. It's not like glue. You really don't want this stuff sitting on your skin and getting absorbed. Let's make one with a button, because I haven't done that yet. And the wire. This was something that Christy did. Again, Christy, thank you so much. She just took a piece of wire and she kind of bent it to match the button. Let me find a button. Button. Who's got the button? Looking for one with 2 holes. Here we go. And you know, I think it would be cute too is if you put a seed bead in this. But she just kind of like bent it to match the holes of the button. And I'm new to this, so if I get it wrong, a little grace. And she kind of pulled it through. But how cute would it look? Maybe we could put some ribbon under it. Okay, you gonna let me take it out now? Okay. Let's get a little piece of, what color? The white? Can't really see that well. Maybe this blue. Let me cut. That was not 99 seconds, was it? Wow, we're down to 37 minutes, guys. I talk too much. Okay, so I was thinking like maybe pull it in and then we'll poke this through. Okay, I think I want to tack this under too. Whoa, very cool. And then I think she twisted them. Christy, if I'm wrong, tell me in the comments. I want to say she did, or she like, well, I don't know, but I'm going to try to squish them together. Maybe we can twist it first. There we go. I'm twisting the button, and I guess I could tuck some of this lace that's coming undone back under when I glue it down. Didn't really hold that well. But anyway, then I can poke that through and it kind of acts like a brad, and I can even shorten it a little. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take some glue and then I'm going to put a clip on it while we wait and let it dry, because these kind of came undone. So I have my dollar store clips, and kind of want to do that. Actually, that's fine. So we'll do that, and we'll put this in here. There we go. So that's good. Let's check on these. Hard as a rock. Whoop. Must have been some glue on my hand. Okay, and now we can just take one of these brads and glue it to the back, and we have a fun embellishment. Do I want some lace? I think I do. It's kind of plain. You could also punch out, like I have this flower punch, but I don't think it will show through there. What other big punch do I have? Hold on, let's see. I could get another big circle. Woo! All right. Shh. All right, hold on. What do I got? I have a big butterfly. Let's see. Let's see what I get here. This would make a really nice big embellishment. I don't know, I'm playing. I was so inspired by her live. I just wanted to get to getting. So what we can do is then just punch a hole for our brad. And since I'm gluing this, think of all the possibilities. It's just like, wow, she's got so many. It's a lot. And I'm like, well, I could see myself making 1,000 of these. Okay, and so my brad is kind of stuck to the back of that. And we'll let that dry over here. Stay. All right, we got our king of hearts, and see, it dripped. So I have found that I can take these or any plier and usually just break it off. And then it's a little hard to kind of sand or anything, so you might have to come back in here and get in close and kind of break it off more. But anyway, or you can just be more careful. But that's our king of hearts, and maybe I want to put him on a bigger circle. I like this one. And I have a giant circle. I think I have something in between these two, but I don't know where it is right now. Put that on there, maybe with some black. Who wants to make 1,000,000 of these? Like, it's so fun. All right, I'm going to use this again. We need vulnerability. There we go. All right, and then let me punch through here. Sometimes this is better because it takes out the whole piece of paper, but I'm just rubbish at finding the center of things. So, see, it's not that perfect. That's okay. All right. Put this on here, right? And then we'll put our king. That'll be fun. And you can even, I think I want to rough this up a little. It's a little too uniform for me. If you have a big flower punch or, you know, a square or something, you could use those too. Or just cut something out. Just tear a piece of paper. Maybe we'll do one like that. I like the resin because it's a quick, hard surface and you don't have to think too much about it. All right, so I think I do want to do some gluing. Just so when it's in a journal or something, it doesn't come undone. Now I'm going to use my Fabrifix. Now, once it's in and spread apart, it's not a big deal, right? But I still don't want this all to kind of come loose. And then we'll put a dab of glue. I'll go with a big dab. And I'm going to come right here and drop it into my styrofoam. Again, this is just called pink foam insulation. Move this out of the way. Dog hair. We'll let that sit and dry. We have this guy, and he's just ready to go. We can just use him as he is. Now that's pretty much set in there. It's not going to move. So I'll take some of these out. Put him. That would be cool in like an Alice in Wonderland or, I don't know, a poker one. Poking at you, poking at you. Are you dry? Nope, you are not. I'll leave you there. What are you doing? You're still moving. Okay. Just gonna move some of these over here. This one I made by taking, look how cool that is. It just looks like a black flower. But I just took some black cardstock here. You can see where I punched it. and I punched out 2 pieces. It looks like plastic, but it's just paper. So fun. And I kind of, fit them like that. And then I punched a hole in the center. And in this one, I put a bigger brad, but let's put a smaller one, or maybe like a domed one, because that one's flat. How cool is that? But think of like different colors and things like that. And you can leave it just like that. I mean, that's fun. You'll put another piece of lace on the outside. Let's see. Cut a circular piece. Doilies, if you have like mini doilies, that would be fun. I'm sure a lot of you have made these already. This is nothing new, but it just was like a cool reminder. I'm like, oh yeah. That is not the correct timer. That is my feed the chicken alarm. Oh, my world is kind of nuts. Okay. I use alarms for everything because my memory is garbage. I'm probably just becoming too reliant. If I ever lose my phone, I'm kind of mess. I need a timer with me. Okay, so that's that one. But I do want to let's just do some resin dots. How about that? Let's see how that looks. I don't know. I haven't done this before, so I want to make sure it's somewhat level. You could also just dome. Okay, we're not doing dots. We have to do the all right, it just came out too fast, guys. But embossing would work. You could take the embossing pen, a pen, and draw like lines or dots where you want them. And then see when it's dry, it just breaks right off of there. It crumbles off because it's like plastic. And then I use this. I love this one. This one's my favorite brush because it's got that fine tip. It's really easy to move stuff around. These are in my Amazon shop, guys, if you want them. But you don't have to. You don't have to. I'm not pushing you. I'm never like trying to pressure you. You get them if you want them. You don't have to. Like I said, if you have embossing pads, that would work too. Let me hurry up. This is moving, so I don't want it too much on the lace. Come on. What are you doing? All right. What are we doing here, guys? There we go. All right. We'll make some other ones while we wait. Let's see. I got this. I got my really big punch. I got a really small punch. I got my medium punch. Let's see what else is here. I have these little pretty ones. They also have some wreaths. Wreaths. How about a wreath? Maybe we'll do the wreath with a button in the middle. Maybe have a tiny button. I know I do. I have to have a tiny button somewhere. Oh, you know what? Is that too big? No. This is, oh, that's not going to work, is it? Hold on. I'm looking for one with a bezel. Is that the word I'm looking for? What are these? They look like the tips of something. They shouldn't be in there. Do that. What did you do today? I spent 15 minutes looking for buttons. There's something with contrast. There we go. We can see that button. That's cute. And then I can take my wire. Hopefully my wire will go through that. button. And I had a little too much the last time, so I'm gonna have to poke through the card too. So let's do this first. Ahead of that, I'll put this down, and then I'll put this down, and I'll just use my awl to show me where I want my holes. Okay. So now I don't have to be too forceful. And I think a seed bead in the top would look cute. All right, I don't have enough. Area in that button to grab it. Okay, I got a new button because I think the other one was nice, but it was too small. I'm just going to put a dab of glue in here. I'm just going to leave this upside down while that dries. I have the one with the lace here. This one dripped too. I was a little too heavy-handed with my resin. It's all good. Come right off. So this is the one with the little tag, and I'm going to glue one of these to it. I like these with the resin. I bet they would look just as pretty with embossing. It would be fun to do these with some die cuts. I think I have some of my die cut birds. Maybe we'll try one of them. I need a flat one. Okay, I'm going to leave him, but he's going to look like that. So I could add some lace to the back of that as well. Let me get one of my birdies because those would be fun, right? They're in over here somewhere. Okay. Okay, I am not going to resin him. Let's see if this would look good as an eye. Maybe not. All right, I'm gonna wait on that. Let me go to another button. I'm gonna get a bigger one, like this one, and maybe one to go on top of that, like this one, or maybe one that has, let's see. Yeah, I think those holes would line up better. I'm not going to put the wire through both the holes, but I'm going to put it through two of them. Where's my cutter? One here. So I'm learning that you need less wire than you think. Maybe not that much less. So that's fun. You know what? I want to try to get a seed bead. Let me see what I got. I know I have them. Okay, I just grabbed the first one I saw. There were white ones in here, so. All right, I'm going to cut a bigger piece. That was too small. Too big, too small, I don't know. Let me put my there. Oh, darn. Thought it fell. Did it fall? Hey! This is why I don't make jewelry. Okay. That's kind of cute. And then maybe a piece of this between the two. Oh, my tummy's growling. Christy, you are a saint. You must have a lot of patience. Trying to find like the holes that are in the lace. Just easier. Okay, there. Oh my goodness. Well, that's kind of cute. All right, you know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bend these out for now, just so I don't lose my bead. I can just go like that. And I will poke myself on that. How are you doing? Okay, you're good. Sorta. The button is set, so I'm happy. What can we do with these? How about if we take these and we put them on a big... Oh, wait a minute. Wait! This is what I'm going to do. That's kind of cool. This would be good in like a... Oh, goodness. What is the word I'm looking for? Steampunk. Steampunk journal? It's too big. That's kind of cool. You sit here, little buddy. All right, what else? We have... What other papers do I have? I think I saw some Tim Holtz in here. Yep, I did. So these are the 4x4s that are at the back of his older pads. I don't think these were included in the new sets, though I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me. Let's do a couple of these. I'm going to do... What do I want to do? Where's my big hole punch? It was here. Here we go. And we can come in. All right, hold on. I have a better idea. I have a different idea. I don't know if it's better. Since that is such a large punch, then I figure I could come back in with this. I want more green. You could fussy cut out some flowers too. That would be fun. I think I need a smaller circle under it. Maybe book page. Maybe torn book page. Or something grungy. I got little bits. Ooh, this. Let's see if I'm even going to see this. Guess we should ink this, huh? Maybe something darker. Black. Where's that black? We'll use that one. We'll just use it elsewhere. You can make so many of these. These are like an alternative to clusters, I think. Like, they're just easier. You know how sometimes your brain don't work and you're like, I don't know what to put where in my cluster, but these would work perfectly. That's fun. Yeah, actually, you could just make a bunch of these and throw them into something. They don't even need to be in this. Yeah, I think I kind of like it better just having them open and in a pile. I know that the more you open and close these, it messes with the integrity of the metal, but you know, just don't do it 15 times. So that's fun. So then I can just have these. She had them in the thing, so I thought that would be the way to go, but I'm liking it like this better. Hey, we live and learn, right? And maybe that way is working for the ones that she's doing better. So are you done? Yes. Yeah, this one definitely needs some big lace under it. Hold on. Just gonna kind of do that. Just cross it over itself. And I don't know if I'm gonna even, nope. Let me just see if I can break up some of that fiber. Fiber and moke. Fiber and moke. Okay. It's an old Bill Cosby skit. All right, so that's that one. That's fun. You can make a all-seeing eye somehow with these. These are just so fun. Look how many, guys. And we still have like 15 minutes to go. You're not dry. Stop touching things. I just want to get this pink thing off my desk. See, this one I kind of, it's hard to see, but I epoxied the, where the clip goes. It dripped in the hole that was there. And it actually ran down both sides, so I had to kind of get some of it off, but that's still enough to hold it, and it'll sit up on the page, so I'm fine with that. It's fine. It's fine. This is my little seed bead, which I want to pull this one through a little tighter. Well, that's probably why she linked hers together. Do that for now. I like it with the seed bead. It's a little harder to see, but I also have some brass ones like this, so could use them. So many friends. I think you need drawing more too. Okay, so I have this. These are all bezeled, I think. That would work really well with this, right? Because I can put it around the bezel of the button. I think I'm saying it right. Is it bezel? I'm sure you'll let me know. Okay, so I want to go through here and then through my paper. So maybe instead of 2, I'll do 1. Close enough. You wouldn't think you'd need this for paper, but it's just fighting with me. So there we go. That needs lace. So I have this brown piece. Try this. Fight me. Let's trim it down. It's lace, doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, you're annoying. Stop. It's like every time I move, it wants to turn on. Okay. And I think a piece of scrappy paper in there might be good too. There we go. Yeah, these would definitely, I think, work in something where you're not going to see this other side, but that's just me. Maybe you guys see something I don't. Okay, I want to do something with the blue. Maybe this music paper. And I'm just going to tear it. This is more Tim Holtz. I don't know, guys. It's just one more thing to put in your journals, right? Just one more fun thing. Thank you, Christy. Again, don't forget to check out her channel. She's a smaller channel, so I like to help them out and get them some love over there. And she's just very friendly and sweet, so you can show her some love. Cut this. Sometimes when you cut a bunch of pieces and then you layer them, it looks better. And this is the wrong side, so. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know which way's the right side. That's cool. I feel like I want a button. Oh, this is a cool button. And then those are not going to line up. Do a double button. Button, button. Who's got the button? Where did my wire go? It's right here somewhere. I know it is. Oh, here it is. You know, the clear seed bead might look... Oh, I got blue, so maybe I can use one of these blue ones. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, I got that part. Oh, that's cute. You wouldn't think it would be that hard to push metal through lace, but it's probably less hard when the camera's not on. Just saying. All right, let me see if I can. Pokey pokey. All right, let's try them one at a time. Problem solved. Sorta. Probably giving you way close-ups. Hopefully my camera's not going crazy in and out of focus. Okay, that's good, right? Where do I want this? This is actually handy for this little bit, this little ditty. Little ditty about Jack and Diane. There we go. We did it. We did it. We did it. Bend. There we go. That's the prettiest one of all so far. They will go right into a page. What else? What else? How about the Joker? Let's do this one all resin, but I am going to kind of do this. And I guess I'm going to have to put it in the back, otherwise I might have to go straight through his head. But think of the possibilities. I am putting a lot of resin on these. You really don't need all of this resin. Sometimes you can just do a thin coat, and gel nail polish also works. So if you have some clear gel nail polish and a UV light, you can do this with that. Because when I first got this this light, they actually sent me some clear gel nail polish, and it worked. So the item you're working with does get hot, just like your nails get hot if you get your nails done with gel. Sorry I'm in the way, guys. I'm just trying to spread this out without getting it everywhere. Okay. There we go. All right, good. I don't think I got anything on there. So leave it for the 99. And what else can we do? I have this 31. I think I have some Halloween fabric. Hold on, somewhere. Yes. Hello. Hello, friend. I keep this separate, but look at the crows. Not that you're going to see them when I'm done. Okay, and I had some orange. I think the 31 will show up better on the orange, so we'll use that. But anyone who doesn't work with Halloween, it's all good. Use a different fabric. I just saw the 31, so it made me think of Halloween. Maybe a piece of paper under it just to make it a little more sturdy. Maybe. Grungy paper. since it's here, right? There's just so many things you can pile on. Okay, so I do need to poke this with my pokey tool. The fabric's going to want to close up right away. Oh, that's our timer. All right, we'll finish this one and then we'll do a recap. Trying not to lose my space in the fabric. You know how fabric is. Okay, the Joker. Oh, what did I do there? Wait, hold on. Look. He's done, but I must have missed like a little spot here. And if you fill it back in, it doesn't work so well. So I'm actually going to use that to my advantage. This is going to be a little harder to do. Oh, okay. There's not that much stuff there. That's fine. We'll use this really big one. And I could put another big piece of black behind it because I think that would look kind of cool. And then we'll be done. So I have some black scrap. Just tear. This would make a cool, like, top of the page kind of accent. You know, when you have a page and you're like, gosh, I don't know what to put on this page. Do something like that. This is cool too. Like, see, because it's on the side here, this can turn. So you could hide a little word under there. That would be fun. I feel like I hate this. Where are my scissors? All these little points drive me nuts. I don't know why. If somebody knows what that is, you can tell me. Crazy? Maybe. Okay. We can even curl that up a little. How fun would that be? There we go. And if you don't want it to move, you just put a little glue under it, right? Which is never ready to go. There we go. Kind of curl up those edges. But so many possibilities. Thank you again, Christy. This was a lot of fun. Let's recap. I'll just clear my desk real quick. All right, crafty friends. So here's what we have. Some of these were made before, but just a few. We have this one. I think this is my favorite. I love this with it's got some dimension. I think this would work on a cover, not necessarily inside a journal, because look at all of that. That's not going to work on a page. You're just going to poke through. But these are cool. These can definitely go on a page. This one's cool with the lace. Hope we didn't use you. Another one with some lace. This one's nice too. I like the contrast between the red and the green and black. Another one with a button. The birdie, always my favorite. It's one of my favorite numbers too. The Halloween. Another King of Hearts there. See how easy some of these are, and you can make a bunch up really quick. So I hope you enjoyed this Mass Make Monday. And if you did, please give the video a thumbs up and let me know if you'll be trying this. Share with me in the Facebook group. Everything is linked below. And have Have a great rest of your week. I'll see you next Mass Make Monday. Have a great rest of your day or night. Bye.